Hey there, y'all. How are you? I hope all is well. I am purging my closet. So I've got a lot of work to do today. I'm feeling it. Welcome to day 18. I'm feeling it. It is just about over. Only just, 3 more days? And then we will formally be done with the purge. So remember what I said in day 17. This is not about finishing everything completely. This is really just about you jump starting a process that you will take into the new year and do it when you need it. When you feel like you need to declutter, say it's time for a purge. You can have your own personal purge. I want to do two things with these, hopefully less than 10 minutes that I have with you. The first thing is I want to finish up our R's from the 6 Weeks to Zero Waste book. And I don't want you to think about all of them at once. There are 7 of them, and we have gone over 5. What I really want you to do is to think about which one makes the most sense to you. So whether it's more refusing, I am going to say no more. That's what I'm going to do. Or maybe it is reducing. I am going to buy less, bring less home. Or maybe it is reusing. I am going to use reusable bottles, reusable jars, reusable lunch bags. Maybe you're going to repair more things. You're going to sew, use a thread and a needle more often. Maybe you're going to recycle and be mindful of how you recycle. Whichever way you decided these last few days that we've talked about these R's, just choose a couple that make sense for you so that you don't get overwhelmed and start doing those. The last 2 are a little more elevated, okay? The first is rot. Composting is what it's talking about. Rotting is allowing your waste to turn into something usable. So most of our waste is, what's left from the refrigerator after we decide we don't want it anymore. When we cut vegetables up, we don't use the ends of them or maybe the tops of them or the first layer of them. All of those things that are actual edible or live food that turns bad, those things, eggshells also, vegetable peelings, those things can be used if you let them go bad. So there are composting containers like barrels and bins. You could put them in something. And I know the first thing we think of is, flies, smell, all of those things. There are some composting containers that contain all of that. You don't smell anything. And it just allows it to rot. Even if you're not that advanced and you're not ready for a composting bin or barrel, and I'm not there yet, but I will be this coming summer because I'm upping my garden game. I'm a gardener, so I'm upping that game this summer, and I am going to use a bin or a barrel to do some composting because once it gets to a real breakdownable point, you can use that in your garden to fuel and feed your garden. You mix it in the soil and it's a really healthy, it turns into something useful. It was waste and now it's useful for what you're trying to grow. But even if you're not ready for that, just think about things like your tea bags. You could utilize what's in your tea bags in the soil. If you have bushes or even mulch, that kind of thing, you could utilize those. Just open them up and utilize them in there. I have always read something to you guys from these, so I'm going to do that. Some of the items I regularly add, coffee grounds, tea leaves, hair. Hair is a living thing. And even once it's dying, it still can be compostable. Fruit and vegetable scraps, eggshells, cardboard egg cartons. All of those things can be turned into some usable waste. And so, because they decompose and they break down into something that can be used again. Think about it. Just think about it. Again, it's something for you to think about. Maybe you up your game to riding, maybe not. Here's another one that takes a little extra step, but if you are willing to do it, I'm sure it makes a difference in the bottom line. Number 7 is responding. Responding. That's the last R that we're going to talk about. And responding is giving feedback to companies that package, to companies that manufacture, to companies that sell, to let them know that as a consumer, you want to make sure that they are using packaging that can be recycled or reused or can decompose so that it can be rotted. You can see a lot of that happening these days. There are paper straws instead of plastic straws, but you can also see in some of the things, like if you buy electronics and trying to get stuff out of there, it's that hard, rough plastic, right? So there are ways that you can bring attention to these issues. It's just like, I don't know if you've heard this, but if you reach out to your congresswoman or your senator, it makes a big difference. Even though they have thousands and thousands of constituents, they don't hear from them often. They don't hear from many of them, most of them. So when they get 10 letters or 20 letters about the same topic, it makes a big difference to them. So whether you respond or reach out to the companies that make and package things, or your congressman or your senator to say, make some laws that help us save this world, this planet, like absolutely. If you feel like that's something you can do, go for it. Because again, you are helping in a larger way. Maybe you're just right here today with your closet. And if that's the case, we are on day 18, purging one thing, one space, one item. We're making a decision about something that we can either get rid of or recycle, give away, throw away, sell, whatever you're deciding to do with it. That's it. You've got 3 more days with this. I'm feeling the crunch of wanting to get a few more spaces done. I've done several drawers. I've done some bags. I'm now tackling my closet. And I don't even know if I'm going to like go through every item today. I don't think I have time for that. I got too much work to do. But I am going to make sure everything is organized. And from what I can visually see, there's nothing that I want to just pull out right now. I think you make this work for you. If you are still working through some things emotionally or spiritually, please continue to do that work. Please continue to ask yourself some questions from the guide. I would ask that you would share this guide because it's there not just for these 21 days, but it's there always for anyone who needs to have some support with their purge. And you can see that the videos are there as well. So feel free to share this with someone if they need that community support. I think I did it, y'all. The last thing I want to talk about is leading with soul and real women. So I started 2 communities, and I started those communities first, Real Women, in 2013, because I needed a safe space. I needed a place where it didn't matter what my name was, what my title was. I just needed a safe space. And we have been creating safe spaces for women to do personal development work on themselves for a long time now. Go to realwomenrock.org because in 2023, we are bringing in-person sister circles back, and we are hosting virtual sister circles monthly. And we have a young adult Real Women sister circle as well. So go check it out. More information is there, realwomenrock.org, and more to come. Leading with Soul is for women leaders. And yes, you have an investment when it comes to that because so much is expected of you in this world. You need to be poured into in a quality way as a woman of impact and influence. So you need to go to TrenaceRichardson.com /open house, because this Thursday, December 29th, I am hosting at 8 p.m. Eastern an open house that will share with you all of the ins and outs about Leading with Soul. I want you to know what Leading with Soul is all about. So join me for the open house for Leading with Soul, Thursday, December 29th at 8 p.m. I look forward to seeing you there. TrenaceRichardson.com /open house. It is a free open house. I will present information to you, answer all your questions, and we're going to have a good time. I'm going to go back to purging. I did not stop at the 10-minute mark, but I'm going to finish before 10 minutes, the minute of the 10 minutes is over. All right. Love you guys. Happy day 18.